Hello everybody, it's Saturday. It's a cold Saturday in February, which means it's time to get some kindling together for the week. So you see here how the bucket just makes it so easy. I used to dread doing this, picking the pieces up off the ground, bending over a couple hundred times, but this makes it so easy. It's just like a little table right next to the log splitter. And I wanted to talk a little bit about the log splitter. This is an Ariens 22 ton, and I'm having a love-hate relationship with this thing. So let's start with the engine. Okay, this engine is by Subaru. We have a Subaru car that we actually love, but this engine, if I could replace it, I would. I mean, I probably can, but I don't want to spend the money doing that right now. It still works. It works fine. But a couple of things. When I first got it, I had fits trying to get this thing started. So you see the labels here that kind of show you what to do. On the left, we have the gas on and off. Makes sense, kind of. You just turn it to the horizontal position, follow that arrow. Okay, I can go with that. The on-off switch next to it, it looks like the run position is towards the top, which it is. Not too bad. Then we get over to this part of the label here. I don't know, I went to college a couple of times. I'm not a stupid person, but this label had me going nuts. So the choke lever right there in red is currently the out position. But if you follow the arrow, it looks like it wants to be pulled out to start and then pushed in to run. But that's not the case, right? It's completely opposite of that. So when this thing came, I was taking the spark plug out, trying to test for spark, putting gas in the carburetor, all sorts of things. And finally, I just looked at where the choke flap was when I took the air cleaner off and saw that this label is kind of misleading. Okay, the reason I went with this one is because of the placement of the wheels relative to where the logs get split on the top. There's a lot of room to stand there. Some of the other ones looked a little cramped in there, like you'd be straddling the wheel. This one I can stand right next to it and do my horizontal splitting. But if you notice, when I was doing some of my vertical splitting, I don't know what I put in there, but it actually bent this piece of steel. I don't think a machine should be powerful enough to break itself. If the log is too gnarly and that thing can't get through, that's fine. The hydraulics can't push it through, and it's like trying to lift something too heavy with your tractor. It just sits there. But this actually did a number on itself here. And the other thing are these things that kind of push the log off if it's stuck. If the log's the right size, it just comes right in there and bends them. I already placed one of them once, and now the other one's bent. So I'm not really thrilled with the way that works. But don't get me wrong, it's great to have a log splitter. I really, really enjoy it. I couldn't do this without the log splitter. So I'm very thankful that I have it. And it does work. Oh, one last thing I wanted to talk about. I'm getting back to the engine. Starting. Even when the things are set properly, the choke, this thing is a beast to start. Even in the summertime, talking 3, 4, 5, 6 pulls. In the wintertime, I could really hurt myself. I've worked up a sweat trying to get this thing to start. So it's not an easy starting engine. It's very difficult. To contrast that with my Harbor Freight compactor with I don't know what brand engine on, and I don't even use it that often. I put gas in that thing and I start it right away all the time. Speaking of gas, I picked these things up at Tractor Supply a couple of months ago, and I really like them. They actually work. When the gas hits this point where you're filling up, it just stops immediately, doesn't spill anything. The only issue I have is you got to really make sure you put this on very tight. I've had a little leakage with that. But overall, I'm very happy with this. Clever design, really works well. And also, for these little engines, all my power equipment, I'm using aviation fuel. Nobody likes ethanol except maybe the people that grow it. But I've rebuilt too many carburetors over the years, and just spending a little extra money and getting some low lead aviation fuel, it's really saving me a lot. The lawnmowers, compact, everything just starts right up except for my log splitter.